I think we just
Spread
go
it
for
open and flick the bean. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
The Gargoyle King wants Jughead and me to be together.
Oh.
Ethelhead?
Griffin Queen. The king is dead.
We open Riverdale season 3, episode 8 with a bang.
We see Cheryl. She walks down.
Leading all of the Vixens through the hall of Riverdale High. Meanwhile, feet away, gay sex in the music room. Kevin and Moose caboose. Moose has the gall to pull out some fizzle rocks and be like, you want to take a hit? And Kevin is like, more kissing, less drugs. The Vixens are still clomping down the hall, but then suddenly Cheryl feels a shift in the force. And she sees something that is so gnarly. Every single Riverdale Vixen is seizing up right now.
All of them.
Kevin has the decency to leave his Macket session to go help Veronica and steady her.
And he looks resigned to this life. So yeah, the cheerser has arrived.
The cheeser.
The cheeser. Tony awakens post-seizure.
And she's in Cheryl's 4-poster bed.
Of course.
And Thistle House.
And Cheryl is like, you're going to be my little ward and I'm going to nurse you back to health.
And Tony is like, I mean, I'll stay, but like, what's the expiration date? And Cheryl is like, move in with me, Tony. And yeah.
And she drops a line, I'm cuckoo bananas about you, Aubrey.
Meanwhile, Veronica is waking up in her own bed from Cheeser. Veronica has woken up at the Pembroke. Hermione goes, you had a seizure, mija. Hiram is like, it's all the stress you've been under. Archie dropping you, moving out, the casino night. Archie dropping you. Like,
Girl,
you Hiram didn't kick him out of a prison fight club by a Joaquin Judas Shiv kiss. Don't DPMO. Don't PMO. And Veronica says as much because she's like, oh, suddenly y'all are all concerned about my overall mental health, telling me to go run away to New York for the psych ward and the best doctors. Oh, funny that this is happening right after Pop Tate personally found Sheriff Monetta's decapitated body in the bog. Meanwhile, we cut over to Jarchykins, and you guessed it. They've made it all the way to Toledo, Ohio. And this diva named Lugnut is answering the door. And Jughead is like, I'm Jughead Jones, let me in. A 12-year-old girl's voice goes, Juggy? It's Diva Jellybean.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Jughead's little sister, Jellybean, has entered the villa, shortly followed by Jughead's mamacita, Gladys.
Who could only be played by
Gina Gershon. Bitch.
She's like immediately iconic because she flips up her little hood and she's like, you two finally got together, huh?
You, my little Juggy in that carrot top. I always wanted Jarchi to happen.
Girl, yes.
Yes. Finally, somebody is saying it. And Archie and Jughead share a little look and they're like, we're not together. We're just together in like a on the lamb kind of way.
Like
Mom.
a bromance kind
like
of
a
way.
bromance. So Gladys is like, okay, you get her. And suddenly Lugnut is back and he's like, hey, boss.
Has a handful of stolen car radios.
And Jughead clocks it, but they don't talk about it now. They wait until, you guessed it, the feast. The dinner feast.
A roast pig.
That Gladys has hosted, celebrating her son's return to Toledo, Ohio. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh. Why did we ever leave Ohio? Gladys is like, it's feast o'clock. Red, you better go get your munch. Jughead and Gladys have a little one-on-one, debriefing the entireties of season 1 and 2. Hiram Lodge is hunting you? ?
And that bitch Penny Peabody's carving up my son like a Sunday roast.
Yeah.
He's like, hey babe, I saw the car radios. And she's like, I had to go and I have to take care of all these kids. I mean, what am I supposed to do? They all look up to me. And he's like, you left me. So Gladys and Jug are talking and Archie goes off to get more
Pig?
Pig? I really
He's
don't know what
walking
he's
alone
doing.
in the junkyard, and suddenly, it's Penny Peabody. Speak of the devil.
I bet you never thought you'd see this bitch again.
Yeah, she is holding a knife up to Archie's throat, being like, you guys left so many breadcrumbs. It's like you're a fat kid in a storybook. I've been trailing you since the day you left Riverdale. I'm going to take you back to Daddy Hiram, and I'm going to get a bounty on your head. Suddenly,
Let go of him, you bitch.
it's Jellybean Jones with a slingshot.
And let me tell you, just like Cheryl never misses with her arrows, Jellybean never misses with her fucking slingshot, bitch.
She doinks Penny Peabody right between the eyes.
And she's like, ugh.
And Penny's knocked out. Long story short, Gladys interrogates Penny with a knife.
And she makes everybody leave, and then later her hands are covered in blood, so I don't really
It's
know what happened to
Heavily
Penny.
implied that Gladys interrogated and then murdered Penny Peabody.
Yes.
Neither confirm nor deny, because that Penny is a fighter and she's come back from the dead before.
She really has.
Gladys is like, yeah, my darkest fears are true. Juggy, it's not just Red that Hiram is after. It's the entire town of Riverdale. You cut back over to Riverdale High. Principal Weatherby is rounding up all of the Fizzle Rock heads and the quote-unquote infected who got their seizures.
Girl, there are people in hazmat suits. He is pointing and going, there. Quarantine people because they're like spreading this seizure. And while he's doing that, Veronica and Cheryl are talking, and he goes, there's one of the infected. and Cheryl's like, Ronnie, run. And she's like,
booking it. And she's learning from Cheryl as she's running that turns out Hiram Lodge is hosting a big school board meeting to really crack down on the next phase of his plan. Veronica goes over to Le Bon Nuit, calls up a little veggie meeting. Reggie is like, there's a new gang in Riverdale.
the gargoyles. And they're giving out Fizzle Rocks for free.
Veronica is like, I know my daddy's tactics. Let me call up Sherelle. Ding-a-ding-ding. When was that school board meeting? Oh, tonight? We're going to crash it. And to confront Hiram over the gargoyles, Fizzle Rocks, prison connections.
Yeah.
We pop over to the school board meeting. It's Alice, Hiram, Hermione, Penelope, and Principal Weatherby. Hermione's like, I'm putting out an executive mayoral order that the school of Riverdale will be shut down. Suddenly, Veronica barrels on in. Veronica and Cheryl at that. And Veronica is like, point of order. You're doing the exact same thing you did to Southside High, Daddykins. Or should I say, Ghost Rider Sugar Man. And then Hiram has the gall to be like, he has excuses that are kind of half-assed for everything, but they all kind of throw Veronica off kilter. Cheryl comes to the aid, and Cheryl is like, hey, what about all of the Vixens?
What of them?
Principal Weatherby is like, oh, they've been interred at Riverdale General. We have to like monitor them while they recover from their seizures. Meanwhile, Veronica and Tony just got to leave. In any case, Cheryl is like, this won't do. If you've attacked my Vixens, Mr. Hiram Lodge, you've attacked me, and I don't go down easy.
And it's very true, because I would not want Cheryl Blossom as a fucking enemy.
No,
Just like I wouldn't want Betty Cooper as an enemy.
Exactly. What is one evil villainess to do when her daughter is suddenly unraveling the evil prostitution, courtesan, drug running plans? Penelope fakes a little seizure of her own after getting approval through nod from Hiram.
Yes. And when I tell you Cheryl could not give a fuck less that her
She's
mother
like,
is seizing on the floor, she's like, literally grabs her hair. She's like, oh.
This diva always getting attention. and she's right.
And she's right. And you know what the fuck of it all is? She's right. We cut over to Betty and the Sisters of Quiet Mercy.
Yeah.
And let's just say she's been throwing up the Fizzle Rocks.
She's really putting up a lot of a front for the other patients, talking about like, oh my god, the Gargoyle King and I were up late talking last night.
We were being like, he's just so funny. Like, I know you guys are scared of him, but like, low-key, like, we have a bond. And Ethel's like, hold on, that's my king. And Betty's like, I shouldn't say it, but I guess I will. You're asking. I think I'm his new favorite.
And Betty is like, I mean, you have the key to his chambers, right? Like, we could always, I don't know, talk to him together and like really find out once and for all who's the favorite. So Ethel duped. Ethel is like, okay, yeah, let's go. They go down to the basement, the chambers, the stained glass, the crosses. And Ethel opens up the door. Betty yoinks the key, locks it. And Ethel is trapped inside of the Gargoyle King's lair.
Like, Ethel, I'm so sorry. You're the one that I can convert the best. And you just need to see, once the drugs wear off, you'll see it's just a statue.
Dun, dun, dun. Betty comes back later, and Ethel is rocking on the ground, crying, being like, Betty, you've shattered my sense of reality. Because once the Fizzle Rock drug candy wore off, you're not hallucinating no Gargoyle King anymore. You see him for what he really is, a cement statue. And Betty's like, yes, my diva Ethel, you see, the sisters have done this all as some sort of psychological torture, and we have to get Sister Woodhouse to get to the bottom of it. Betty is threatening Sister Woodhouse with a shiv.
She's like, now listen here, sister. You're gonna take me down to the Gargoyle's chambers. We're gonna have a little chat.
And Sister Woodhouse really spills her guts. She's like, yeah, back in the 80s or whatever, we had this statue and we'd lock kids in this dark room to punish them. And then some of the sicker ones started thinking that the Gargoyle King was real. So we fostered that sense of urgency. And suddenly the kids were playing this game that they developed to cope with their imaginary monster. And that's how G&G was born. Betty is like, Hiram is paying you to test your Fizzle Rocks on the patients, getting doses and things right. True or false? Sister Woodhouse is like, well, yes, indeed. Hiram is a benefactor of the church.
Mm-hmm.
But Ethel and Betty, Bethel, they're going up to the little intercom room. Betty is getting a last-ditch phone call out to Veronica to be like, hey, I'm not at the farm like you thought I was. I'm at the Sisters of Quiet Mercy. Don't come and save me, though. You have a new mission with Cheryl. Go interrogate Penelope Blossom to see about what Hiram could be doing to take over the entire town of Riverdale. So you guessed it. Veronica and Cheryl are syrup boarding Penelope Blossom. As Cheryl is dunking buckets of maple syrup onto Penelope's head, she lets slip part of the master plan that leads them straight to the mayor's office. Back over to Toledo, where Gladys is basically like Juggy. Hiram is gonna like attack everyone associated with Archie. Archie overhears this Gladys Jughead conversation, and Archie is basically like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm
getting out of here. Eat zucchini.
And Gladys has called up Fred Andrews to say goodbye. And he's hugging Archie, and he's like, okay, we're gonna drive you back to upstate New York and try to get you over the border to Canada. Meanwhile, turns out, not only was Fred called, but FP was also called. So there's a little Jellybean FP Gladys reunion. Doesn't go super well. Jellybean's PO'd. Gladys and FP are reconnecting a little bit, and basically it's really sweet. They're like both really bad parents, but trying to be better now.
Mm-hmm.
And basically Gladys is like, take care of my Jug. Archie, Fred, Juggy, FP are on the way back to New York, and we say ta-ta to Gladys for now. Cut to Pops, and it's all of the cadets. Cheryl and Veronica bust in. Cheryl stands on the table and goes, hut, hut, cadets. I've got an order. We just waterboarded Penelope. We've got some intel, and we need some muscle to go down to the mayor's office tonight. We cut back over to the Sisters of Quiet Mercy, where Bethel is trying super hard to convince all of these interred divas to leave. And this non-binary Slay is like, why would we ever want to leave? They'd give us candy, and we get to play G&G. And that's not what I think non-binary people sound like.
That's just what this non-binary person sounds like.
Betty is like, oh my God, Ethel, the only thing stronger than fear is hope. So they concoct a new character.
The Griffin Queen.
This is your quest.
You will follow me and escape his fortress.
The king is dead. And so suddenly there's a inane amount of bodies running out of the Sisters of Quiet Mercy. And Bethel is just giddy over it.
They really are, because they made a point to be like, and we have to get the kids from the gay conversion wing.
I cannot emphasize flocks of children running.
And not only are there flocks of children running, right? Fucking Alice shows up and is
Woo-woo
like,
Alice.
I'm here because something crazy is happening in Riverdale, and I'm here to come whisk you away from it, Betty. And she's like, now a warning.
Now a warning. Plus,
Like-
now it's not going to be just me, Mom. It's going to be all these kids.
Like a fuck ton of kids.
And it's
I
like,
hope you packed your
how-
fucking trailer.
how
Like,
are
how
they
the hell
gonna
are we
fit?
gonna get a clown car? Like,
Made me think like they're gonna like pile like Alice, Betty, Inby, Ethel in the car, and then the rest of the kids just gonna be like running outside.
very like Dauntless coded.
Yes.
Like,
To the funker, to the funker. Suddenly, there's sirens going off. Woo! Woo! Cut over to the mayor's office. Veronica and Cheryl are showing up with the RROTC.
and they were too late.
Hermione's holding a whiskey bottle and she's holding the red phone, and Veronica's like, stop, Momsikins. We know what you're going to call in. Don't do it. And Hermione goes, it's too late. The aforementioned sirens come up. And you guessed it. How is Hiram going to break off the town of Riverdale from the rest of the world? How is he going to take everything over for his final gambit? How is he going to shut down Riverdale High? I am an original. Hiram Lodge has ordered a quarantine over the town.
Governor duly okayed it because he's also in Hiram's pocket, because there's nothing bigger than Hiram's pockets.
Yeah. Fred, Archie, FP, and Juggy are still on the outskirts of town, getting back from Toledo. So Fred and Archie are doing their final goodbyes, and Archie is dyeing his hair bottle black.
Jughead and Effie are trying to get back to the town, which you will remember
Is
has a bunch of sirens going
quarantined.
on. And while the sirens are going on, guess who's holding each other?
Choni.
We had to add Choni in,
Had
okay,
that
guys?
Choni. But the big thing is that Jughead and FP
Are motorcycling up to the border.
But suddenly there's a whole brigade of police cars like blocking off the main highway over the bridge of Sweetwater River.
Mm-hmm.
And FP's like, we live there. Please let us through.
And they all cock their fucking guns at them
like,
and are like, turn around now.
there's a quarantine because this town has a seizure disease.
Girl. Girl.
So that's episode 8, my divas. It's a crazy one.
I lumped in Gladys and Jellybean together for the time being.
They're not separate entities.
Not yet. Eat zucchini. Yay! I guess in this scenario, Archie is Gone Girl. I forget her name. Rosamund Pike. What the hell is her name? Amy.
Let's be so for real.
Betty
It's
is
Betty
Amy.
and Jughead. Betty is Rosamund Pike and Jughead is Ben Affleck.